Yeah.
I'd always want to be one. I would always be players. I used to play. I used to play a lot of chess. I would take a pawn, then lose a pawn. Take a pawn, but I didn't like to lose 2 players initially and put the team on the downer.
No, because that's psychologically.
Yeah. This was the difference with the Americans. They'd come out and they'd hit you, and if they thought there was a, this is what opened my eyes up. If they thought there was a weak part of a field to attack, they would smash. They would smash one side, which would, looking back now, the whole other team would recoil and drop back, which would allow the rest of their line to move up. Okay. But this was what they used to do. The American teams used to hit you very, very hard. It's such a shock. But it wasn't 5 players would run. You'd have covering fire off the American team, so you couldn't get. Also, as well, if you're an attacking player running forwards, and there's a defending player trying to set up and shoot you, you're looking at the man in front, you're looking at the man behind shooting you. And that's how they used to shoot players at. And I went back and I broke the game down, and I broke it down, and I broke it down. And we basically went away for 2 or 3 months, and we practiced and practiced down Jim Scott's site down at Cobham in Kent.
Oh, big race
over and over and over again. We practiced just rolling defence and attacking. And that's what we did when we come out after it. Basically getting beaten by the American teams made us, because what we basically done, the reason why we were so dominant in Europe is because we wasn't an English team. We was an English team with an American style of paintball.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
We didn't play like an English team.
Yeah, because the Americans, when they came across, always used to moan at us because we were defensive. That's right. They were right.
We played their game, but what I had done is I sat down and looked at their game, and I looked at our game, and I combined the pair of them. And I had the same philosophy. When the second year, then we went back and we played in the tournament where we come second. A lot of the American teams then were running around with black and dark colours on. Yeah. We was all covered from head to toe in Rhodesian camo.
Yeah, I remember, yeah.
Americans used to come off saying, "God damn, we can't see these bricks."
Oh, yeah.
They couldn't see us. So we played, I forgot, was it Team Navarone that Dave Youngblood used to play for?
No, he played for Iron Man.
No, before that.
Before that he played for Constant Pursuit, didn't he?
That's the one. Dave Youngblood used to wear black from head to toe.
He used to wear black suit.
With a big silver gun. And all the Americans used to have silver guns.
I remember that.
All our guns had camo tape over them, were painted with camo. Yeah. The Americans laughed at us. All our hoppers were painted, hand painted by us with Rhodesian camo.
Yeah, they didn't laugh a lot.
Every single part of us, we used to have ghillie hats on.
Yeah.
They couldn't see, had gloves on, camouflage gloves. We had the man who used to sponsor us for the Rhodesian camo actually made us gloves.
Who was that? Because you had Rose sponsoring you afterwards.
I can't remember who the man was. But what we done as well, we brought a Rhodesian cloth from Rhodesia, the last Rhodesian cloth from South Africa. Yeah. And we had it made up ourselves with our fatigues. This is what people don't say, this is how thorough it was. And when we went to play the American teams, they come out of this big breakout. They'd always stand up behind the trees, firing loads of paint with black on. We'd be down on their bellies.
Yeah, bashing shit out.
Bashing, they couldn't see us. And by the time then they realised what happened, bang.
Too late.
We counter-attacked.
So, you've gone back home after being bashed up by Aftershock.
Yep.
You rethought the game, you trained what you thought that would put it right. You've gone back over there for the next World Cup. Now this is the one that really stuck you on the map. The one. So tell us what happened.
Basically happened, we went out there, we played our game. We didn't play their game, we wasn't intimidated by anybody, they hated it.
Oh,
because they used to come up and try to intimidate us, and they was intimidated.
Well, you ain't exactly the sort of guy to be intimidated. No. Let's face it, there weren't many who were going to come up to you and try and put it on you.
No, they
in fact, they was all scared of him, because I know from obviously.
I never used to try and play up to a physical presence. It was more of a paintball.
But
presence.
You did have a physical presence.
It was. I said we went out and we played. And I can remember all the American teams bitching that the Predators are cheating, they're doing this, the guns are being dialed up. And then Jerry Braun come onto the field and watched us play paintball. And he come back after and he actually pulled me aside. I said, "Marcus," he said, "good luck to you guys because you're playing a good, clean, honest, hard game." He said, "You're no angels." He said, "But you're not devils either. You're exactly as good as any of them. Whatever strokes they pull, you do the same. You're playing them at their own game, but you're just that little bit better." right? And
so you got through with the strategies that you adopted.
Yeah, we attacked.
And you've done well to get through to the finals because you know as well as I do the judging out there is going to be against you. So
the judging wasn't what we'd have before when we played the years before
in
Nashville. All the American marshals were against us.
Yeah,
there might be one or two on the field, but the difference with it was now. There was so much bitching by us going on saying, do you know what, this is bollocks. How can you play against an American team with these players as affiliated to his team marshalling? So then what they did then, the Americans started changing their marshalling strategy because they wanted the English and European teams
they wanted all the teams. Well, that was Jerry Braun, wasn't it?
And the fact that they had European
prestige
of it. Because we said, you know what, fuck you. You don't start sorting this marshalling out, we are not coming back.
Fucking fair enough.
We're spending a lot of money to come over, we're not coming back. And that's what they did. So then when we play,
so you go through the preliminaries.
We get through the preliminaries. I think.
And as I remember, just so people know that everybody was seeded in those days, weren't they? So you'd have the top pro seeds, and then in your particular group, everybody's got a group of about 4 or 5 teams. You play all those, and then you accumulate a number of points.
You go through to the next.
And you go through to the next.
The level of paintball out there was so good because we knew from the year before when we got knocked out, you had to max out.
Yes, you had to max out.
You had to win your division, and you had to go not just win your division because it was accumulative points from each division.
That's right. Yeah.
So you could have 2 teams in one division that would go through, not just the top one from each division.
And you could have one guy that wins the division and not go through.
Right. So what we done, we said, you know what, we've come all this fucking way. You know what, we're going to be carried home on our shields, basically.
Yeah.
It's do or die. And that's what we've done. I turned and said, you know what, if one of you fucking predators comes off that field fucking alive and the game's in, you can fuck off and go home. That was our philosophy. We are not going to be, if we
go down fighting.
We are going down fighting, no matter what. We're going to fucking going out to win. Because if we get beat, we're going to get beat with our heads held up high, and then we've had the best fucking, we give everything. You can't, I said, you my players, because I used to think I used to inspire them. I used to sit there and I said, do you know what? I'll give everything. There's nothing. Wasn't one drop left in none of my players to give it all, and that's what we did. And when we
you were lucky to have a bunch of guys like that because you know if you pick 10 guys off the street, half of them are going to respond to what you do, the other half are going to sort of pay lip service to that and got the bollocks to do it. You had a bunch of guys there, Marcus, and I think you probably was able to, that half that doesn't normally respond, you taught them how to fucking respond.
What it was, I've always been a believer, I used to lead from the front.
Example.
I used to say to one of my players, I want you to break at it. I can't get there, Mark. If I can fucking do it, you can do it. And I would go and do it. Right, and I go, right, if I can do it, you can do it.
So psychologically, were all your players set up for, you got through to the finals of that second assault on the World Cup, so psychologically speaking, were all your players confident? Or were they still a bit wary?
No, but what's that? We wasn't so much worried, we just didn't give a fuck. We didn't give
different.
We was indifferent. We were, but obviously what happens with any boxer or sportsman, the more you win, the more you're up for it.
Yeah.
And we was winning, we're thinking, fucking hell, we've got a chance for this. And we matched all the teams we played. We didn't just match them, we destroyed them.
Yeah.
Right? I think we lost one game that didn't make no difference to us. That was against the Ironmen. But we knew full well if we held the Ironmen to a draw, or they only shot so many players out of us,
you'd still go through.
We would go through and they wouldn't. And Bob Long come up to me and Bob Long actually tried to ask me what would I, he said, he actually, believe it or not, Bob will probably remember this, he actually offered to pay me not to go through because they was heavily, had a lot of sponsorship. And we went out and played them and they dismissed us. They didn't really give it to us. And I said, do you know what? I said, go fuck yourself. Who the fuck are you? Right? I did.
Just let everybody know, Bob Long was about the #1 person in paintball at the time because he was the governor of the Ironmen and they were the world champions.